Hello everybody out there and welcome back to Dark Avengers Halloween Havoc. I'll do two more of these and then I don't have to deal with this anymore. But I'm catching on! And at the very beginning of Halloween Havoc, Mike covered the first movie in this series. He covered Jaws 1. So in this movie, I'm going to be covering the only sequel that should have happened and mattered. Ready for it? Jaws 2. Now, I know there were two other movies that preceded this movie, that came after this movie, I should say. Jaws 3D, we're not talking about that at all. That was my least favorite of the four movies. And then Jaws 4, The Revenge, or Jaws the Revenge, period. I don't think they used the number 4. And for anybody who knows anything about sharks, I mean, it's basic Shark 101. The movie had the first ever and only ever roaring shark. But for some weird reason, don't ask me why, I could sit through Jaws 4. I just can't deal with Jaws 3 half the time. And Jaws 3 actually has Michael. Every movie has Brody or his sons. This is the last Brody movie, Sheriff Brody movie. After this, 3 was the son at an aquarium. And 4 is also the son, but they bring Sean back. And ironically, Sean survives this movie, but can't survive the beginning of Jaws 4, The Revenge, or Jaws the Revenge. Don't ask me why. So let's get into this movie. It's 4 years after the events of Jaws 1. And Brody's still sheriff of Amity Island. Everything's going great. You know, life moved on. There was that event that nobody talks about anymore. Nobody wants to think about anymore until attacks start happening again. And then Brody gets wind of it and he runs right to the mayor. And he tells the mayor, listen, I'm not going through what I went through last time. We need to deal with this, and we need to deal with it now. He even tries to recontact Hooper to bring him back for help, but he's out on a I forgot what it was. He was out at sea, though, and I guess that's because the character, I forgot what his name was, he wasn't available for the movie, and that's kind of why they threw that in there anyway, or maybe he wasn't meant to be in the movie at all. I have no clue, but he wasn't in the movie. And he goes so far as to, you know, there are more and more attacks. He wants to close the beaches again. The mayor, this is the best time of the year for the beach. And, you know, the mayor wants money and he doesn't want people to leave. So there's a town council meeting. And Brody gets relieved of duty. He is no longer the sheriff of Amity Island. He's retired. He's done. And his assistant actually moves up as sheriff. At first, he doesn't take this news very well. But then he just kind of caves into it and just, you know, goes with the flow, so to speak. However, as it's 4 years later, his sons have grown up as well. His youngest son, his little boy, is now a bigger little boy. And Sean, that's Michael. Michael's the little one. Sean, the oldest one, is now a teenager. And him and his friends like to go out sailing. And we see that at the beginning of the movie a little bit. Towards the middle of the movie, we get to see it. But Brody knows the shark's out there, so he bans Sean from going into the water. Period. He's not allowed. So Sean sneaks out. The little brother Michael catches him, so he takes him with him so that he doesn't get in trouble. So they basically sneak out so that Brody doesn't see it. Unfortunately, to their disadvantage, they get attacked by Jaws. And now they're out floating at sea without any signs of help from anywhere. And Brody now, who finds out that they went out sailing, goes and actually confiscates a sheriff boat to go out to find his sons. He actually bumped into one girl who was part of the group that got attacked, and she apparently survived and was just floating away in a boat, or I think she was just part of something, and it was before the big attack. So now they're stuck in the ocean floating around, and every time they try to do something or somebody tries to help them, they get attacked by the shark, or the shark attacks the teens in order to stop them from getting away from him. They get caught, they get stuck on they find an island, which is basically a little bit in between Amity Island and the ocean, and that's where all the power is. So they try to aim for that island. Brody shows up, saves the day. Second Jaws is dealt with pretty quickly compared to the first Jaws. It's kind of funny that the second Jaws was dealt with pretty quickly. But I think that the point of Jaws 2 was the first Jaws didn't explode, but I think there is a Jaws family out there. Don't ask me why. Or Jaws is there's a lot of speculation because there were so many movies with Jaws, that Jaws is a spirit, a shark spirit, or something like that. Personally, I just think there was a family of sharks. There's 4 movies, there's 4 sharks, or the main shark has a baby, dies, and then the baby grows up, and apparently same shit happens, but with a different family member of the Brody family. Except sadly one dies in the fourth. Anyway, this was the best sequel. This should have been the end of the series. This should have finished it. Sheriff Brody's done. Do you need Jaws 3 and do you need Jaws 4? Absolutely not. This was a perfect final movie for the Jaws series. Obviously, 100% get the first movie. Get this. Be satisfied with the conclusion to Jaws 2. This is kind of like the Alien 4 movies. The first movie was excellent. The second movie was a good sequel. It should have ended there, but unfortunately, because the number 2s do very well, they think a number 3 will do well, and because the number 3 doesn't do well, they try to do a number 4, and that does even worse than the number 3. So, hopefully they don't try to make a remake of Jaws. A continuation of Alien makes better sense than anything with Jaws. I think Jaws did it. It's done. Be happy. Now we have Sharknado. We're not talking about Sharknado. But this was a great movie. If you want a sequel, Jaws 2 is for you. I believe this came out in 1978. Dang, that's way before mine and Mike's time.
Rated
R. To my knowledge. PG. Whoa! Rated PG. Man, they had a very low system for children back then, because I mean parental discretion is definitely advised. I mean, but damn, there's some blood in this movie. Okay, fine, it's rated PG. I thought it would be rated at least PG-13, but anyway, that's it for this movie, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of Jaws 2, Jaws the series, the movie series, the 4 of them. Love to hear your guys' feedback on Jaws. And while you're down there, there's a bunch of links in the description below, connected right here to Dark Avenger C86. ComicFrontline.com, Zone4Podcast.com, Frontline Gaming Zone, which we're going to have a lot of horror stuff going on the next couple of days on Frontline Gaming Zone. And until next time, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I'll see you guys really soon in the next review.